Hey, I'm Lena from Infected Rain, and you are watching Metalshop TV. Yes, I'm very happy so far. It's a pretty fresh change to Infected Rain. Now, instead of 5 people on stage, you can enjoy seeing 4 people on stage. And the best part about it is that it's the perfect balance between 2 female and 2 male. I feel fantastic so far. I hope it will only become better in years and with experience, with a lot of work together. But so far, it's absolutely amazing. Our new bass player is Alice Pandini Lane. Alice Lane is from Italy, which is also another really cool factor, which we did not do on purpose, by the way. I used to live in Italy, and my entire family lives in Italy, so we speak the same language, which is super, super cool. She's a great musician, amazing friend, and yeah. Well, I don't think we had a big break. We were touring a lot, and then we took one smaller vacation that we normally do because I had to go through a surgery. So we didn't know how fast I'm going to recover. But as soon as I did, I picked up on my vocal lessons because it was a surgery in my throat. Removing something completely not connected to my vocal instrument. But it's still the same muscles and, you know, swollenness, and I had a very, very good recovery with Melissa Cross, and she not only, I think, put me to a different level, but also encouraged me to be more myself, more confident, and I am insanely grateful. So that is, I believe, the only change that we did. So what I'm trying to say is, even though we took some months off, we put down a lot of work. We already recorded a new album, filmed 5 music videos on top of Dying Light. So yep, we are very happy with what's been going on so far. We are very motivated and very inspired at the moment. Very soon, actually, only in the beginning of next year. It's already recorded. As I said, the artwork is all done. Music videos are filmed in production right now, and yeah, I'm honestly a big fan of this new album. Album number 6. I can't believe it. It's really cool. It's been a really awesome journey. Music in general, absolutely, especially since I started making music and writing about all my emotions, of course. But honestly, there's nothing that can be compared to the adrenaline, energy, emotion that you can live and feel on stage. It's no matter how welcoming your crowd is, no matter how big your crowd is or how small, just being able to get it out of your body, get it out of your system, it is insanely helpful. And honestly, I've been saying that for years. I don't know if I would have been a sane person if I didn't have music, to be honest. I've had therapy in my life as well, and honestly, there's nothing better than creating art and expressing yourself through art and being able to relive it over and over again and cure fire with fire. I love it. It's amazing. Yes, in fact, it's really interesting because I didn't know Prague was, but I knew that Czech Republic is very, very supportive. Actually, I think Czech Republic is one of the few countries that accepted us and fell in love with us from the very beginning. It was not a crowd that we had to conquer. it was a crowd that was ready, and it was there for us. And we actually have as well some really, really diehard fans that became super friends for us. For example, you know, some opened fan pages in Czech Republic, come to our shows. In fact, one is actually here at this festival, and she found out about us and fell in love with the band actually here at Brutal Assault when we played the first time. And since then, she's been a super diehard fan, but most importantly, a dear friend to us. She's been helping Infected Rain insanely and never wanted anything back, anything in return. We are insanely grateful for our fans, insanely grateful for the people that opened their heart for our music, you know? So I think that could be a big, big influence. And also we tried our best to play in Czech Republic. Like every single tour Infected Rain had in the past had at least 4 to 5 dates in Czech Republic. So we did a lot of touring here. Other countries or cities where we never been are slower into like discovering, you know, ourselves. But yeah, Germany, Czech Republic, and a few more countries were, for some reason, those that were very welcoming, even when our crowd was 30 people, you know, or 50 people. They were helping the way they could. And we slept in clubs where we just played, and we've done a bunch of hardcore stuff, but it repays a lot. So honestly, in the beginning, it was a little bit more difficult after COVID because people were still afraid, and you could tell. But as soon as this fear dissolved with time, I feel like people are so hungry for music that it is actually better. It's almost like people are like, we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, let's have fun today, you know? A motto that I think everybody should live by every day. However, maybe it's just my observation, but I do feel like the change is for the best in the you know, towards the bands. And I mean, we see the numbers being bigger and all, but that could also be because time passes, you give new music. It's kind of a combination of multiple things. So I think a little bit, yes. No. Unfortunately, I don't consider myself being born with a beautiful gift of singing. I always thought and still think that my results are only a matter of hard work and a lot of dedication. I changed my entire life to be able to go on tour and have multiple shows every day, every single show at least an hour long. Sometimes in venues that there's no air at all, no AC, nothing. So I definitely started taking good care of my voice. Around, I would say 2013, I started like really digging into studying more and more. I've changed my diet, I've changed my routine, I've changed my mindset, and I work very hard. But also on top of it, I have a great teacher, so that helps immensely. But again, because I don't believe that I was just born with the gift, I exercise and warm up every single day before a show. Even if I don't have a show, I have a rehearsal, same routine. If I have a recording, same routine. I never start singing. I mentally almost have anxiety to start singing if I didn't do those steps. That's how serious it is for me. So yeah, I do take a lot of care of my body and voice. I try, at least. I try. Yeah, of course I'm a big Slipknot fan. I mean, any metalhead is a big Slipknot fan. Let's say that the footprint in the metal industry that this band is still having is gigantic. So the thing is, I'm actually close friends with his wife, Alicia, and they live in the same city with me. And I've met Corey Taylor before. We would just happen to play at the same festival at Graspop in Belgium. And yeah, of course, every single time I see and there's a good opportunity to take a picture, little fun girl is coming out. But I'm very respectful, and I really I can relate to many things of Alicia, and we've had some work together as well. In fact, I joined a side project, and my side project actually has something really cool coming up that includes the Cherry Bombs, that is Alicia's dancing group, and I'm very excited. So yeah, me and Alicia, we know each other for a little bit, and it was not my first time, but every single time is, of course, super, I don't know, it's exciting. It is, of course. Well, I don't want to be cliche. I have two favorite songs. Both of them are very famous. Both of them are actually probably everybody's favorite. I like People Equal Shit, and I like Snuff. But my favorite album will and always stay Iowa, because when I was a teenager and I got my first salary as a hairdresser, I was like 15 years old, to be honest, almost 16. I went to this rock shop in Moldova, in my city where I was living at the time. And I didn't know much about many bands. I was pretty little, still a teenager, still pretty new to music. And I had money for 2 cassettes. And I bought 2 completely unknown bands based on their cover. I just chose like that. And one was Sepultura Roots, and the other one was Slipknot Iowa. I've listened to those cassettes until they stopped working. I seriously did. So, of course, that album has a special place in my heart. First of all, it was something really awesome, and I'm very happy that happened, because not only I was there for a conference, Q&A, but also a lot of fans could be involved. And I think more than a question, I got really touched by one little comment by this girl. She was a fan that came there to be part of it and to listen to me talk. And she said that she is also a vocalist, and she started not too long ago. She's from Czech Republic, and she's been hearing a lot from people, and she's been thinking a lot about the fact that she's maybe too old for what she's doing. And she said to everybody that she's 29, and she feels a little bit discouraged maybe by the fact that, of her age, that this number. She also, of course, said that through my music, I do inspire her and let her understand that she needs to move on. And that touched me very much, for the simplest reason that I feel like we live in a society of people that never think before they comment something. They never think, because something as simple as maybe it's too late for you to start or something could be so harmful and could stop people from really following their dreams. And I let her finish her entire story, and then I told her, I've been told in my career several times that I'm too old for this industry. I've been told that I'm not metal enough by people in this industry, not by fans. I've been told that I'm not skinny enough, not pretty enough, not fat enough, not tall enough, that I am not, hardcore enough, all of those. You don't scream enough, you don't sing enough, or stuff like that. So I literally told her, everybody has their own view and opinion, but the life is yours and the dream is yours. If you are gonna let it influence you, you won't be able to proceed, you won't be able to achieve certain things that you really want to achieve. There are so many examples actually in the movie industry, in the music industry, for musicians that started late. Do you know how like actually my guitar player told me today, you had to say to her, do you know how old was Serj Tarkyan when his first album came out? He was 41. So who cares about numbers? Who cares about gender? Who cares about your political or religious outbringing? Who cares about if you were born you know, in a rich family or in a poor family? Metal is not a place of judgment. So just, if you want that, just work hard. And it really touched me because I know exactly what she's feeling. I know it. I'm just too stubborn. I love this job too much for giving up. But people have been very, how to say, I don't know. People are awesome and all that, but also, like my favorite song says, people like, whoa, shit. Everything. I remember everything because my first show as a musician was with Infected Rain. I never sang in another band before, and it was on the 3rd, I believe, of August of 2008. And it was a show dedicated to Slayer. And the main rule about this show was that every band will play at least 2 songs of Slayer, besides their own material. And I remember that my musicians knew who was doing the event, and they're like, hey, we could open. We never played before. We need to start somewhere. So we opened that show. Actually, main guest was a band called Hate, and they were headliners of that show. Yeah, we played there, and I remember thinking, I just have to make sure that I do everything in my power to do this for as long as I can. And I will never forget that show. I don't think I have an answer for that. I don't think anything really fucked up or crazy or bizarre ever happened. I mean, the only thing that I can recall, I think, one festival that shocked me pretty well was a festival on a beach, actually in Germany. Maybe Full Force Festival, actually, the first time we ever played there. And seeing naked people mosh pitting, I was like, I'm gonna forget the words. That was probably the most bizarre I've ever seen. Like a lot of naked women and men having a great fun, a lot of fun. I mean, I've seen sometimes a few people that go crazy, but not like that. That was absolutely amazing. Also, of course, every single time we get to share the stage with somebody we listen to or used to listen to growing up is very special. But every single show is very special, and even though sometimes, you know, as I said, shit happens on tour, at shows, people drink too much or whatever, but yeah, nothing like too insane, probably.